Hello, I am Josh Deere. I'm assistant pastor of Lakeside Baptist Church in Muskegon, Michigan, and I have the great privilege of representing JQ99, wonderful Christian radio station in Zeeland and Holland area. And I have the honor to sit here and visit with Jerome and ask him a few questions. Jerome from Switchfoot is with me. So this is a very special opportunity. I've got some good questions. I think we're going to have fun, and I appreciate you taking a few minutes to work with us and answer a few questions.
Great.
First thing I want to ask, just a good startup question for any musician is, what is your songwriting process like right now? How are you writing the songs? Who's writing them? Is it all John, or is it you, or is it chords first, lyrics first? How do y'all put that together?
Well, how it usually works, John is our he's the principal songwriter. He'll come in with a guitar line or a chorus or like a skeleton of a song, and then he'll bring it to like the five of us, and then each of us will go in there and dissect, kind of like, all right, what do we want to put in this song, you know? And so all five of us will get together and build this song to where it's at. And then when you're in the studio, sometimes, you know, things come back, things are taken out, you know. So it's a pretty it's a unique process, because all five of us, you know, that puts in our heart and soul in the song, you know, and it's pretty awesome. It's pretty unique.
Wonderful. One thing that I appreciate about you, and I know a lot of your other fans appreciate this, is that the Christian gospel stays in your songs. The gospel message and great biblical themes come through in your music. How much pressure have you had from the music world and just from the world at large to tone that down? I know there's a lot of pressure on musicians to, you know, secularize things. You know? Tell me about that.
You know what? Our faith is probably the most important thing in our band, in our individual lives. And to not be able to, and when you meld it in with music, you know, your faith is going to come out, because your thoughts, who you are is going to come out in what you do, you know. And so when we write these songs, you know, this is where we're at, this is what we're passionate about. And you know what, when you go out and play, it's interesting to find that there are a lot of people there that, you know, our songs are very honest, and so there are a lot of people that appreciate it, whether they're an atheist or a Buddhist, Muslim, a Christian. You know, there are things in our music, because it's honest, it's about what we're going through. It's and a lot of people can relate to it. And so, I mean, as far as like people telling us to tone it down, you know, I don't see a lot of that. I barely see that. I mean, I see more like people from all walks of life coming to me and say, hey, you know, that song, I got touched with that in a certain level, you know. So, I mean, it's been really awesome.
That's great. How have your family and or spiritual lives been impacted by all your fame and your touring, constantly being on the road? How does your personal life get affected with all that?
Well, it's really funny, because one night I'm playing in front of like 10,000 people, and then the next night I come home and I'm changing diapers for my 1.5-year-old. So, I mean, there's no like line, you know.
It reminds you who you are.
Exactly. You know, it's just, I'm human. I'm just like everyone else.
Good. Is there anything specific you do while you're on the road to help keep God first in your life?
We are, five of us, we're a very close-knit group of people. It's hard, because when you're on the road, there are a lot of things that could like bring a band down or bring an individual down, and we're five close. We're like brothers, you know. We're very close, and we're accountable to each other, and that really helps. And then keeping in contact with our families back home really is key, you know, to where you're at, you know, keeping you sane.
That's great. Wonderful. It seems very uncommon to me for musicians today to write a song about a living individual. Usually it's about someone, if they write a song about one person, it's a tribute to someone who's passed away. But y'all did that on your last CD with John Perkins.
Yes.
John Perkins Blues. And I'm so glad that you did that, for one thing, because I'm friends with him from Mississippi.
That is awesome.
But he's got, I think he's very worthy of celebrating and calling attention to. His message is such a clear biblical message that everybody needs to hear. Can you tell me a little more about what inspired y'all to write that song, how that came to be?
Well, I remember when John wrote that song, he read this book called Let Justice Roll Down that John Perkins wrote. Mm-hmm. And he was telling us about it, and eventually I was able to read the book as well. And inspiring, you know, what he went through, you know, years ago with racism and persecution, you know, but to treat these individuals with love instead of hate and anger, it was very inspiring. And I mean, we are honored to even have he's alive, you know, he's a live hero for us. And it's one of those things where you're like, man, you know, if I could live my life as even like a few percent like his, you know, I would, you know, make a difference.
And this has gone on to be a lot more than just writing a song about someone. Y'all really built a friendship with him. I know that when his ministry was broken into and robbed, y'all went down there and did a fundraiser concert to raise money to put back into his ministry. I know so few bands that would do something like that.
Yeah, and I think we recorded it, and we're able to like press some songs, CDs, and have the proceeds go to help
That's wonderful.
Their ministry over there, which is really great.
That is great. Are you pleased with the results that your music has in people's lives, the fruit that you're seeing? I mean, a lot of Christian bands like to think of their music as evangelistic and that kind of thing. You know, and I know you hear feedback from fans. Are you pleased with what you're hearing back?
You know what? One of the main reasons why I do music is because I love it, and it's an honor for us every time when we meet people, when we hear that their lives have been changed because of a certain song. It's, you know, I'm always floored. I'm always honored because these are songs that we're going through, and to have someone latch onto it and say, you know what, I'm going through the same thing, or this song really meant a lot to me. You know, it never gets old. It's one of those things you're like, wow, you know, this, to be able to be a change in someone, to help someone for the better is an honor.
That's wonderful.
I can't take it for granted.
And you give God the glory that He speaks to people's hearts through the music that you're writing.
Yes, exactly.
That's wonderful. Well, I know one of your favorite subjects right now is your brand new CD, Vice Verses, which is fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm so excited about it. So excited to have it in my possession. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the theme of Vice Verses and specifically the message of Dark Horses, your first single from there?
Well, Vice Verses, the theme is the polarity of life, you know, the dark and the light, the good, the bad. It's the extreme of both sides, all put together in one. And there's a song in there that's called Dark Horses, and that was inspired actually by an organization that we work with closely in San Diego called Stand Up for Kids. It's a facility that helps at-risk youth, whether they're homeless or like on the streets. And the last 6-7 years we've been putting up this charity called Groam to help raise money and awareness for this organization. And we've met a lot of the kids that went through this facility, and they've been an inspiration to us because we really believe that they aren't dark horses, and that they will they'll come out of the streets, they'll come out of an abusive home, and we hope to be there for them. And it's pretty much the Dark Horses. That's the theme of the song.
Wonderful. are there any particular spiritual things that you're dealing with, either you personally or you as a group, that you would like to share with us? In other words, how can we be praying for you guys? What can we, yeah.
As I said before, and you and I said before, our album didn't just come out, and we are heading out and performing these songs, not just in Christian venues, but everywhere. You know, TV, mainstream festivals, and we would really appreciate, you know, support and prayer when we go into, you know, we become salt and light, and we go into these dark places. You know, it's very important that these songs are out there and to reach, you know, and like I said before, people that will of all walks of life can latch onto these songs and feel connected. And we want to be able to get these music out there.
Excellent. Well, this may be a hard question to answer since Vice Versa's just came out, but y'all are always looking to the future and seeing what God's got in store for you. Is there anything you could share that lies ahead for Switchfoot, you think, that maybe we could be looking forward to in years ahead?
You know, we're pretty much just touring, and we're hopefully to come back Muskegon, you know, and play these songs for you guys. We're really more excited about playing these songs in front of people and having the people learn the songs and sing it back to us. There's nothing more communal than this a building of people singing as loud as they can at the top of their lungs these songs, and we're really excited about that. That's where we're excited, just touring for the rest of the next year.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. You have answered some great questions for me, and I appreciate that. We, the radio folks, me, fans everywhere, just appreciate you so much. Great music, great lyrics, and you keep the Christian gospel message right there at the forefront. So thank you for all that you do, and we'll keep praying for you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.